Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Abhishek Mahajan, coming up in the next 30 minutes. Angola President Lourenço addresses India-Angola Business Forum in New Delhi, calls for deeper economic and trade cooperation between the two nations. Singapore's ruling People's Action Party scores another big election victory, wins 87 of 97 seats. PM Modi congratulates Singapore PM Wong. Israel calls on Qatar to stop playing both sides in Gaza ceasefire and hostage talks. Qatar denies allegations, says Israel's comments lack political and moral responsibility. And in Mumbai, the first ever global summit on New Age Entertainment, Waves 2025, to conclude today. Today is the final day of Angola President Lourenço's state visit to India. President Lourenço addressed the India-Angola Business Forum in New Delhi, where he called for deeper economic and trade cooperation between the two nations. Lourenço said that there is strong political commitment between India and Angola, and both countries are determined to move forward together. He noted that India has expertise in the field of generic medicines, while Angola possesses vast tracts of land, offering great potential for collaboration in agriculture and healthcare. He also invited India businesses to invest in Angola's logistics sector. Referring to the agreement signed on Friday, the president said these pacts will help Indian industries enter the Angolan market more easily. He emphasized that Angola has now simplified business procedures and significantly reduced waiting times for enterprises. Indian Minister of State for External Affairs Kirti Vardhan Singh delivered the keynote address at the India-Angola Business Forum. Speaking on the occasion, the minister called Angola President's visit to India a historic and transformative moment in bilateral ties. He underlined the strong economic foundation shared by the two countries. He also welcomed Angola as the 123rd member of the International Solar Alliance, describing it as a step towards a sustainable future.
Angola is undergoing a remarkable change with the diversification of its economy, modernization of infrastructure, and improving the ease of doing business. Angola has strengthened its presence on the global stage. Our bilateral relations are underpinned by a vibrant energy partnership, and bilateral trade between our two countries has been growing and reached $4.2 billion in the 2023 and 24 period. Angola is now the 123rd member of the International Solar Alliance, and the Government of India has approved a line of credit of $200 million for further strengthening our defense and security cooperation.
India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S Jaishankar held talks with his Russian counterpart Sergey Lavrov on Friday. In a social media post, Dr. Jaishankar said that he discussed the Pahalgam terrorist attack with Russian Foreign Minister Lavrov, adding that its perpetrators, backers and planners must be brought to justice. The two leaders also spoke about the bilateral cooperation activities between the two sides. Moving on, Indian Navy Chief Admiral Dinesh K. Tripathy met Prime Minister Narendra Modi at his residence on Saturday. The meeting took place days after PM Modi chaired a high-level meeting which was attended by Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, Chief of Defence Staff General Anil Chauhan and 3 service chiefs. National Security Advisor Ajit Doval was also present at the meeting. India has announced a series of measures including putting the Indus Water Treaty in abeyance to send a strong message to Pakistan for its support to cross-border terrorism. Pakistan Army Post resorted to unprovoked small arms fire during the night of 3rd and 4th May across the LOC in areas opposite Kupwara, Baramulla, Poonch, Rajouri, Mendhar, Naushera, Sundarbani and Akhnur in J&K. Indian Army responded promptly and proportionately. Meanwhile, according to Border Security Force sources, a Pakistani ranger has been apprehended by the BSF along the India-Pakistan border in Rajasthan. The ranger has been taken into custody and being questioned. In a significant demonstration of solidarity, the members of the Indian diaspora in Germany organized a peaceful protest march in Munich to condemn the recent terrorist attack in Pahalgam. The protest saw over 700 participants from various communities as well as Indian students. Participants condemned the violence and expressed solidarity with the victims. The event was also attended by German Member of Parliament Professor Dr. Hans Thees and Munich City Councillor Delia Bali Demarche, underscoring broad support for this stand against terrorism. Now, the Defence Research and Development Organization successfully conducted the maiden flight trials of the Stratospheric airship platform on May 3rd from Sherpur trial site in Madhya Pradesh. Developed by Aerial Delivery Research and Development Establishment Agra, the airship was launched carrying an instrumental payload to an altitude of around 17 kilometers. Data from onboard sensors was received and would be utilized for development of high-quality fidelity simulation models for future high-altitude airship flights. Trial team recovered the system for further investigation. The total duration of the flight was about 62 minutes. India's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has congratulated DRDO for the successful maiden flight trial of the system. He stated that this system will uniquely enhance India's Earth observation and intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance capabilities, making the country one of the few countries in the world having such indigenous capabilities. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has congratulated Lourenço on his party's resounding victory in Singapore's general elections. In a post on X, Prime Minister Modi wrote, and I quote him here, "Heartiest congratulations, Lourenço, on your resounding victory in the general elections. India and Singapore share a strong and multifaceted partnership underpinned by close people-to-people ties. I look forward to continue working closely with you to further advance our comprehensive strategic partnership." Unquote. And Singapore's long dominant People's Action Party secured a decisive win in a closely watched general election, reaffirming its political grip under newly appointed Prime Minister Lourenço. With stability reaffirmed at the ballot box, all eyes now on how Prime Minister Wong will manage Singapore's evolving economic and social pressures. We get you the latest in this report.
Singaporeans voted for Prime Minister Lourenço and his People's Action Party in the city-state's general elections. In his first electoral test since taking office, Wong led the PAP to a resounding victory, claiming 87 out of the 97 seats in Parliament and securing over 65% of the vote.
This is my first election as Prime Minister and as Secretary General of the PAP. So it's been a very humbling experience working with all of you, interacting and engaging with all of you. We are grateful once again for your strong mandate, and we will honor it. We will honor the trust that you have given to us by working even harder for all of you.
Despite concerns over rising living costs and housing shortages, voters opted for continuity amid global economic headwinds, including the threat of recession and US tariff pressures.
The results will put Singapore in a better position to face this turbulent world. Many are watching the elections closely, whether it's international media, investors, or foreign governments. They will have taken note of tonight's results. It's a clear signal of trust, stability, and confidence in your government.
The main opposition Workers' Party retained its 10 seats, falling short of making further gains after modest progress in previous elections. The result reinforces the PAP's 6-decade-long dominance, delivering its 14th consecutive win since Singapore's independence in 1965. With a landslide victory, Wong now faces the challenge of steering one of Asia's most prosperous economies through uncertain global tides. Bureau Report, DD India.
Now in Australia, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has been re-elected as the country's leader, becoming the first to win a second consecutive term in 2 decades. Albanese pledged to run a disciplined and orderly government after voters showed a clear preference for his centre-left Labour Party over the Conservative, Liberal and National coalition.
The Australian people voted for unity rather than division. We will be a disciplined, orderly government in our second term, just like we have been in our first. We've been given the great honour of serving the Australian people, and we don't take it for granted, and we'll work hard each and every day.
The Australian Broadcasting Corporation has projected that the Labour Party is likely to expand its majority in Parliament to at least 85 seats from 77. With over 2/3 of votes tallied, the final results will be clearer after counting resumes on Monday.
Australia's future.
Meanwhile, Anthony Albanese met his supporters at a cafe in Sydney on Sunday, a day after he triumphed in national elections. The left-leaning leader saw off his Conservative rival Saturday in a contest swayed by economic upheaval and US President Donald Trump. Albanese's victory cements his leadership amid shifting political dynamics in the region, with many Australians backing his promises of steady economic management, climate action and social reform. Romanians returned to the polls on Sunday for a rerun of November's annual presidential election, with the far-right candidate again expected to win the first round. Hard-right politician George Simeon voted in the presidential election rerun on Sunday. He opposes military aid to neighbouring Ukraine and is aligned with the US President's Make America Great Again movement. The latest opinion polls put Simeon on course to win the rerun first-round vote. Gabon's ex-junta chief Brice Oligui Nguema was sworn in as the country's 4th president, signalling a return to the constitutional order after nearly 2 years of political transition. Nguema was sworn in as president in front of approximately 40,000 people, including 16 African heads of state, during ceremony near Libreville. Nguema took nearly 95% of the vote in Gabon's first elections since Oligui toppled Ali Bongo in August 2023. Nguema swept elections on April 12 with nearly 95% of the vote, defeating 7 other candidates, including outgoing Prime Minister Alain Claude Billy B. Nze, who finished second with just 3%. None of the other 6 candidates scored more than 1%. Addressing the Gabonese people, Nguema pledged to renew democracy in the country, which has only had 4 presidents since gaining independence in 1960. Still to come on this edition of DD India Live. In Russia-Ukraine conflict, both sides accuse each other of retaliatory strikes. Two killed as vehicle crashes into entrance at Manila airport. Casper Ruud set to face Jack Draper in the Madrid Open finals on Sunday.
Bharat welcomes the world to a new era of creativity. Waves World Audio-Visual and Entertainment Summit, as Mumbai hosts the global stage for creativity and innovation. Connecting creators through Creatosphere, where emerging voices rise. Wave Accelerator, where ideas meet global investors. Waves Bazaar, a global marketplace for content. Connecting countries through global media dialogue and industry roundtable. Bharat Pavilion, capturing India's rich history of storytelling.
वेव्स के रूप में भारत एक ऐसा प्लेटफॉर्म बनाने जा रहा है जिसमें दुनिया के एंटरटेनमेंट लैंडस्केप पर उसको बदलने की क्षमता होगी.
From culturals to cinema, gaming to animation, fueling the next wave of entertainment. Connecting creators, connecting countries. Waves 2025.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office on Saturday called on Qatar to stop playing both sides in its mediation efforts between Israel and Hamas. Despite efforts by Egyptian and Qatari mediators to restore a ceasefire, neither Israel nor Hamas has shown willingness to back down on core demands, with each side blaming the other for the failure to reach a deal. Israel, which wants the return of 59 hostages still held in Gaza, has insisted Hamas must disarm and be excluded from any role in the future governance of the enclave, a condition that Hamas rejects. It has insisted on agreeing a lasting end to the fighting and withdrawal of Israeli forces as a condition for a deal that would see a release of the hostages. Meanwhile, Gaza mediator Qatar on Sunday rejected comments from Netanyahu that it needed to stop playing both sides in truce negotiations. Foreign Ministry spokesman Majid Al-Ansari said in a post on X that Qatar firmly rejects the inflammatory statements. He stated that the state of Qatar continues to work closely with both the Arab Republic of Egypt and the United States of America to secure an immediate ceasefire, ensure the uninterrupted flow of humanitarian aid, and advance a just and lasting peace, one grounded in justice and humanity. And the Israel Defense Forces said it was sending out tens of thousands of call-up orders to reservists as the military was set to significantly expand its offensive against Hamas in the Gaza Strip. According to the IDF, tens of thousands of reservists being called up would begin to show up in the military in the coming week. The reservists have likely been called up multiple times already during the conflict. On Friday, during a security consultation, the military presented Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu with its planned stage offensive in Gaza, which will require substantial mobilization. Israel resumed major operations across Gaza on March 18 amid deadlock over how to proceed with the two-month ceasefire that had largely halted the offensive sparked by Hamas's October 2023 attack. Now, tensions escalate as Russia and Ukraine accuse each other of retaliatory strikes. Russia's overnight drone attack on Kiev injured at least 11 people, including 2 children, and set several residential buildings throughout the city on fire on Sunday. Firefighters battled large flames from damaged buildings and dousing charred vehicles. Earlier, Russian strikes also hit Ukraine's Cherkasy region, causing fire and damage to residential buildings. Meanwhile, Ukrainian forces reported downing a Russian Su-30 fighter jet over the Black Sea. Whereas Russia reported destroying over 20 Ukrainian unmanned surface vessels targeting Crimea and shot down more than 200 drones and other aerial targets on Saturday. Now let's now take a look at other stories making news around the world. A heartbreaking accident occurred at Ninoy Aquino International Airport in the Philippines capital of Manila, claiming 2 lives, including a 4-year-old girl, when a car smashed into Terminal 1's entrance on Sunday. The crash shattered glass and injured several people. The driver has been taken into custody. Philippine Red Cross has confirmed the devastating deaths as airport authorities ensure treatment for the injured. Billionaire investor Warren Buffett announced that he will step down from leading Berkshire Hathaway by the end of the year, ending an iconic era in American business. He will hand over the reins to Vice Chairman Greg Abel, who was officially named as his successor in 2021. Abel, who has served as a vice chairman since 2018, is set to take over the company built by Buffett and his late business partner Charlie Munger over nearly 6 decades. American pop star Lady Gaga's Brazil concert is set to attract over 1.6 million fans, possibly surpassing Madonna's record-breaking show last year. Backed by the private sponsors, the concert is slated to rake over $100 million into Rio's economy, revitalizing hotels, bars and restaurants. Sports updates now. We'll start with IPL. Kolkata Knight Riders will host Rajasthan Royals in the Indian Premier League in Kolkata on Sunday. Both teams will look to make a strong statement in this match, showcasing their skills and strategies. Defending champions Kolkata will look to get it right at home and keep their playoff hopes alive. Kolkata's equation is straightforward: win all 4 matches and secure a spot in the top 4 without relying on the other results. For Rajasthan Royals, IPL 2025 has slipped out of control. With just 3 wins in the 11 matches, they have been eliminated from the top 4 race. In the second match of the day, Lucknow Super Giants will be desperate to get their campaign back on track as they run into Punjab Kings in Dharamshala. Punjab Kings are well and truly in contention to seal a playoff spot as they are currently 4th in the points table. A win would nearly confirm their spot in the top 4. With Shreyas Iyer leading from the front, they should start as favourites against Super Giants. The Super Giants have been largely inconsistent and are currently stuck in the mid-table logjam with 5 wins and as many defeats. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the 2025 Khelo India Youth Games on Sunday in eastern state of Bihar with around 10,000 athletes set to take part. The 7th edition of India's premier youth sports tournament will begin with an opening ceremony in Patna. Patna, Rajgir, Gaya, Bhagalpur and Begusarai will host most of the sports, while 3 events, shooting, gymnastics and track cycling, will be held in Delhi. Tournament features 28 disciplines including Olympic and non-Olympic and indigenous sports like Malakham, Yogasan and Kho-Kho. It will conclude on 15th May. Tennis now. Norwegian Casper Ruud will face 5th seed Jack Draper in the Madrid Open final on Sunday. Ruud reached the title match without dropping a set. Ruud, who ousted Taylor Fritz and Daniel Medvedev in the previous rounds, played through a rib injury in the semi-finals. He needed treatment 3 games into the opening set, while he managed to stave off 15 out of the 18 break points against Francisco Cerundolo. Britain's Draper also reached the final without dropping a set. Draper will break into the top 5 in the world rankings following his impressive run in Madrid as he chases a second Masters 1000 crown following his triumph at Indian Wells earlier this season. Now all the updates on Waves 2025, India's first of its kind World Audiovisual and Entertainment Summit in Mumbai. The first ever global summit on new age entertainment Waves set to conclude in Mumbai today. Representatives of over 75 countries are participating in the event that promised to make India a global hub for content creation. Multiple sessions, including masterclasses and workshops, will be held on the final day of the World Audiovisual and Entertainment Summit. Waves 2025 is buzzing with energy as the animation, visual effects, gaming, comics and extended reality sector takes center stage. In conversation with DD India correspondent Taposh Bhattacharya at Waves 2025, Sanjay Kemisara and Brianna Yarhouse noted that Indian professionals are swiftly adopting emerging tools.
India's animation industry is going by leaps and bounds, and to talk about that, I have with me Mr. Sanjeev Kemisara and Brianna, and these are the big wigs of industry. Sanjeev sir, first and foremost, we have seen in this particular session a lot of emphasis was given on how India, the talent pool that India has, that can potentially be used, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel that India has amazing talent. And we are storytellers, we are born storytellers, and animation is a natural sector for us. We have seen ages where shadow, drama and so many stuff, even temples and all, were utilizing certain things which now animation uses as an illusion. So this is definitely a field where India can thrive. And we are just on the brink of this revolution.
And you enjoyed coming here in India and this particular Wave Summit?
Oh my goodness, it's been amazing. And I think that one of the things that Wave will, if they continue this, as Sanjay was saying, is building those relationships so that we have a chance for creators to connect with industry and with people with money. And this could be something that is a model like was done with the movie Flow that's been taking the world by storm, and it came out of Estonia, of all places, right? Amazing. But how did they make that work? They made it for a very low budget, and then they found many partners to help put in $1 here, put in a little bit here, and that was how they made that happen. It doesn't have to take one person with a lot of money. It can be a community coming together to make something.
So I believe that this is going to change the whole landscape, isn't it, both of you?
Yeah, definitely. This is Waves is definitely an answer to so many questions, and we sincerely thank Prime Minister to take this initiative forward. and ministry who has been on helm of all this.
It's an incubator and it's an opportunity, and the more we can also mix it up, having our comic artists and our animators and our filmmakers and our musicians working together, talking about ideas, the more exciting things can come out of it. I'm so proud to be here and honored, and thank you to the government for bringing me.
The landscape of India's industry is expected to undergo a massive change if this Wave Summit continues for a long time. With Campus Ashish, this is Apush Bhattacharya for DD India from Mumbai.
That's all for this edition of DD India Live, but do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. And we'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Abhishek Mahajan from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.
Bharat welcomes the world